Okay, well, let's see if we have audio. We do seem to have some audio. I've got some sounds up rather high. My own sound seems a bit low, actually. Turn it up a bit. That's better. I hope this will be good enough. We have 5 minutes to a start, and I'm webcasting to iTV Studio at the moment. I have this mysterious motion in the lettering that says the information philosopher starts in a little under 5 minutes. And I'm going to try to wing it with the opening segment. With a little luck, I've encoded something that will allow sounds to come in on my 8 input, and my 9 input I see is not on, so I'll turn that one on. So we should have sound coming in from 8, 9, and 10. I haven't checked the levels, but there's a lot to learn here. Right now we're looking at my view at my control system down below. Let's change that to the overhead view for a moment, see if I can do that. Looks like I cannot do that. Oh, I see it's just coming in right. So let's change that back to 3. So I'm now in the middle. What I can do is change the background a little bit to fill source 3. Interesting. That's not exactly what I wanted. Fill source overhead. That's good. Key source is still the bio. I'm surprised that the fill source can't be changed to 3. That's because it mostly looks white. And the fill source, say, the back wall, that looks pretty good. It's not clear why I can't use one of the upfront cameras like 5. That one works. Or 4. That one works. 2. That sort of works, but can't really be seen very well. I'm surprised that 3, maybe it's because 3, no. Well, that's too bad. I'm getting an interruption in 2 minutes. Robert, can you get my son Rob to help? I'm in the middle of something. So I can see it on camera 2, but I can't see it on camera 3. Well, we've got a minute to go. Let's take it back to fill from camera 1. So we see me and my work surface in front of me. I can put the overhead up so you can look down on the work surface. You see I have two different Surface Pros, and the middle screen is showing my Asus, or my VAIO laptop, and there are 7 more cameras. So we have 1 minute to go. We're still broadcasting. My granddaughter's coming through.
Was that exact on a television thing, just like those.
Right. We're recording in 45 seconds. And my sound level is good, and we'll see how good the sound level is in 30 seconds from my background music. We might have interruptions since I haven't locked any of the studio doors. I decide how to get out of this. I guess it might just automatically drop us out. Nope, it failed. That's too bad. I seem to have my countdown system failing, and so we'll make another start. See if we can do any better with that. See if I did this, it would come back to me. So that's what I need to do, and that eliminates the downstream key. And if I touch it back in again, I get it, but it pays no attention to my camera 3 when it does that, because it's using a fill source and a key source. So we need some study there. And we got no music. So let me try another attempt. Let me go to countdown / demo.html. Okay, and I'll put that countdown up just so you can see it here. And it's over my overhead camera. Welcome to the Information Philosopher. I'm Bob Doyle, webcasting from my iTV studio in Cambridge, Massachusetts. But you can't see me, so how do I get myself up on the screen? Let's try this. No luck. Let me turn off that one. There we go. I'm hoping to reach philosophers and scientists around the world to help solve some very important problems in philosophy, in physics, in biology, and in psychology. The key to finding plausible solutions is information, which is neither matter nor energy. Information is physical, but immaterial. Most of us know that matter and energy are conserved quantities. That means there's the same amount of material and energy combined that there was at the beginning of the universe. So what accounts for all the change that we see, all the new that's under the sun? It is information. which is not conserved and has in fact been increasing since the beginning of time. What is changing is the arrangement of matter into what we can call information structures. What is emerging is new information, and I could go to this page. Living things, you and I, are dynamic, growing information structures. We are forms through which matter and energy flows, and it is information processing that controls those flows. Information is the modern spirit, the ghost in the machine, the mind in the body. And when we die, it's our information that perishes. Okay, so we blew that one. Maybe we'll give it another try and see if I can figure out how to switch back to good. So with people coming and going, the phone ringing, that's very difficult. In the future, I'm going to have to be able to control access to the studio. And I also have to learn how to turn on the downstream key. So let's start again and turn on that key, which now shows our overhead view. And then I'll just replay our opening countdown. The information philosopher starts in 7, 6. Now the trouble is I can't remember these things unless I look at them. Welcome to the Information Philosopher. I'm Bob Doyle, webcasting from my iTV studio in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Now see, I've forgotten to turn off the key and talk to you. I'm hoping to reach philosophers and scientists around the world to help solve some important problems in philosophy, in physics, in biology, and philosophy. The key to finding plausible solutions is information. Information is neither matter nor energy, but it needs matter to be embodied, and it needs energy to be communicated. Information is physical, but it's immaterial. Most of us know that matter and energy are conserved quantities. That means there's the same amount of matter and energy today that there was at the beginning of the universe, 13.75 billion years ago. But then, if there's just the same matter, what accounts for all the change? That change is the arrangement of the matter, and an arrangement of things is just information about them. Information is the modern spirit, the ghost in the machine. Amazing how little I can remember of these things. Information is the mind and the body. It's the soul. And when we die, it's the information that perishes. The matter remains. Information philosophy is a dualist philosophy. It can solve the mind-body problem, the hard problem of consciousness, free will, the origin of life, and the arrow of time, even the famously difficult theological problem of evil. So am I able to see the time? No, I'm not, because the clock now is not truly 3 minutes. Okay, well that one didn't go very well, so we can try again. We'll actually get another one in 1 minute. We'll set that aside. I really cannot remember this thing, because I don't really have an agreed upon way to do it. Let's just look around the studio for a moment. Here's the view from camera 1, showing my desktop controllers. Camera 2, which can be changed to other views. Camera 4 looks down and you can see my studio clock in the background. Camera 5 over my right-hand shoulder, but camera 5 is set to, let's try 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, none of those are really very good. Let's go to 1. Oh, that's amazing. That's good. That's what it should be. Apparently I didn't get them all set correctly at the beginning. Let's go back to camera 3 and take a quick peek at the position 2, which will show a virtual feedback, video feedback loop. And because of I have program up. Let's take another look at camera 4, and you can see my multi-view screen very well, actually. Maybe that I should adjust this one slightly. This is camera 4, and what I could do is take it a bit to the right. It looks much nicer. And preset 1. Let's look at the view from the back wall. We see the whole studio. From here we can basically zoom in. So you see my major screen above the table. Another one zooms in so I can more clearly see my multi-view. Shows all the 7 cameras and a media screen. Recall 3 seems to think that's 3. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. There is no 4. Okay. All right, let's try to go back. Here's another recording of the opening, but it's just a 60-second opening this time. Might be nice to play this back and see how much we're getting a reasonable combination of sounds. My own voice here from my lapel mic and my musical track, which sounds rather loud to me, so let's hope it's comparing. Seems a little low, but then I think low would be good compared to my voice. I should recognize that low level repeating as coming up on the last 20 seconds or so. 10, 15 seconds. Okay, so let's go here. And our key is using the overhead camera. And the point is to go to camera on myself, so that when I put the key on, I see this. And when I turn the key off, I see that. That looks pretty good. So let's try it again. I'll put the key on, and I'll do my countdown. It's not very readable over that light background. And I'm not quite sure what's done that. Welcome to the Information Philosopher. I'm Bob Doyle, webcasting from my iTV studio in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm hoping to reach out to philosophers and scientists all over the world to help solve some very important problems in philosophy, in physics, in biology, and in psychology. The key to plausible solutions for these problems is information. Information is an abstract quantity. It is neither matter nor energy. It needs matter to be embodied, like the ideas in our brain. It needs energy to be communicated, like the signals going over the internet to your browsers. Now, matter and energy are known as conserved quantities. That is to say, the matter and energy in the universe today is exactly the same as that at the beginning of the universe 13.75 million years ago. I said billion years. But if matter and energy are totally conserved, what accounts for all the change in the universe? My argument is that the change is the arrangement of the material. Matter in the form of atoms condensed into large objects like the galaxies, the stars, and the planets, billions of years ago. Those structures, though, are what I call passive information structures. There's no role for information in a planet. It's just a passive object. But with the origin of life, living things came to use information to manage themselves. Information is the modern spirit, the ghost in the machine, the mind and the body. It is the soul. And when we die, it's our information that perishes. Thank you. My lectures on the internet are going to be based on my work on the Information Philosopher website, which I'm nowhere near showing you here, but here we go. And if I switch to bio, we'll see the look at this website. And it's cutting off on the left-hand side for reasons I do not understand. Let's make it this size. It's still cutting off. Very, very strange. My work is also based on a series of books. Perhaps the most important general one is this book. And let's see if I can find out where this one is. Let's try right here. Great Problems of Philosophy and Physics Solved with a Question Mark is an idea that I have. Boy, that's hard to talk about. It's a book in which I propose solutions to many problems. Let's see if we can go to 4. Perhaps you can read those. Let's try 5. Even better. I've made a taxonomy of the great problems. About 30 of them, I think. Metaphysics, epistemology, problem of the mind, what is the mind, how is the mind connected to the body, the hard problem of consciousness, the problem of the self. Many philosophers deny the existence of a self and that we're all reducible to our molecules and things going on down at the material level, the base of the material level. And then the problem of mental causation. How can something immaterial like the mind possibly move the material body? This problem goes back to René Descartes, of course. A problem I've been very interested in for decades is the problem of free will. And we'll see that information and the creation of information, the free creation that goes on in human minds, as Einstein described it, can be understood as new information. The problem of evil, the idea of value which is objective and independent of human ideas. The problem of God and theology. Over in the physics world, now my little 1 minute replay has started in my sample countdown. The origin of life and information are intrinsically connected by the fact that living things use information to manage the flow of matter and energy through themselves. We are forms through which matter and energy flow. Determinism is the view of the physical sciences that the laws of physics, the natural laws of nature, the natural laws, so-called, control everything in the universe to the extent that it allows us to say that the future is already determined, predetermined. Anyway, that wasn't off to a good start. Obviously, I've got a lot of things to do. I'm kind of self-conscious, and maybe we should just shut this one off for the moment, and